foi? Por essa cara de ligação.
The flower's dying.
É isso que eu tô tentando
It
lembrar.
needs water.
Qual era aquele site? Isso não é uma casa não. Cidade do hospital. Não lembro nem como é que coloca. Tá igual, né? Diz no caso dela que faz. Ele não é cura. Ele repara os inimigos. Ele desenha as lanças. Tá normal. Termina pra tirar a defesa. Exclusivos de arma. Você tá sem casco, velho. Poucos eu lembro. Pra cá. Moradores.
I have this thirst for blood.
Cuidado do distrito. Vige tá grave. O que aconteceu aqui, meu Deus do céu? Fadiga. Pneumonia. Problema mental. Anemia. Ah não, esse aí tá. Susto. Eu disse errado. Minhas coisas aqui. Também pra fadiga. Esse nome que é desconhecido, vou botar aqui. Oh, bicho, que não.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Vou puxar o gun. 315 espigado no. Sei lá. As balas que eu perdi. Beleza. Eita, peixe.
Watch yourselves! There's one of them!
Olha, viking aqui, você vê se sai.
Ele leva.
Eu posso ser um padrinho. Vampiro hospital e ensinar a investigar.
Mãe, e depois de todas as formas.
Fêmea no hospital Pembroke. Ah, tá, legal.
Eu ainda não
Uma Holcroft. Ah, é a doidinha.
Amor, I love you. Amor, I love you. Amor, I love
É a doida que vai vampiro.
Eu ensaio com as outras turmas.
é todo mundo.
Ige. Homem. Tá, aqui é a visão de vampiro, que eu tô vendo a galera faz varejo. Aí quer dizer, falconeria. Nossa, desgraça. Esses botineiros. Botamos um alve. É um uma porta não, tem pra rolar. Tem que jogar bebê pra mim.
I'm sure Albert would like to know if he's been accepted by the wet blue
Alve,
boys.
alve. Alve. Ainda. Ai, é bola.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Get them weapons ready! Shit, that leads to fire! It's one of them! I'll send you back in a fucking...
Vamos acabar bem com a peste, isso. Ah, papel.
This is despicable.
I'd step back, sir. It's mine! I'll take it! Mine!
Mas salvou. Lá embaixo. Ah, 2 anos de novo. Ah, meu, ter passado logo errado, tá bem? Outro loot, vixe, Maria. Panela. Fica aí.
Daqui.
Oi?
Daqui.
Primeiro não. Primeiro não.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
What you mean, besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever. Madness. Something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Right then. Show me what you have.
Tem uns cigarros pra eles. Ah, cigarro vale bem.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved.
Que susto!
What do you mean when you say
Saiu
that
pega
I'm more
tubarão
lost?
2.
É, já estou.
All
Que
scientists
susto!
are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Fogo purificador?
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Purification by fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Sabia que ele ia falar isso.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery,
Beleza.
where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Dá aquele voto nada, não.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Para que foi voto mais não. Opa, como é que é, irmão?
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what,
Parece aquela...
but I'd like to ask you a few questions.
A Doris.
I'm a doctor.
Shrek, tá ligado?
Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crashanescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
What?
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Quem tá aí? Vai lá, Isaac. 900-16509. Faz aí o pão dela, por favor.
Esse cara tá cobrando atualização.
Oi, saia. Licença. Sai da brincadeira. Belle, sai da brincadeira, por favor. Obrigado. Ah, só fala.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
A média. Nossa, bem grande isso. Não é essa nega aqui, não? Puxa dela. Ah, esse americano ele quer se mexer.
My lord.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Adoro esses Shreks.
I cannot enter.
Abre esse lado.
It's locked, all right.
Bichos, né?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you not think it's a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But, will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious Camellia.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Although night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Who is that?
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Mecânico marcar os problemas. Ah, ali a Camélia.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being moved, does it? Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary.
Muda mesmo.
A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. Very well. Goodbye.
A mulher, o cara quer conversar com ela. Moral, né, não?
You are blinded by your cold face. Imprisoned by your...
Joseph, tem informaçãozinha também, né? Barret Livers, Joe Peterson. Aquele cavalinho.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are so blue.
Que milagre! Mas os Petersons, Shadow Gráficos. E o maluco nem ué. Vou soltar ele nessa da casa dele.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Que foi? Ah, você deixa o sofá, ué? Não tem, velho.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day. It's fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like. But yeah.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. Look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are so full of gloom.
Vou assaltar o homem.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Cara, eu quero saber como é que tá isso aqui. Eu tem que matar esse boy.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
I still have questions about that Darius fellow.
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Encontre a caixa de correio com a carta. Isso é uma falação. No meio, Paquete. Caixa de correio. As cores. Vou usar aqui. Faz sobre o correio. Ah, aqui.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in. I cannot enter. Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Potter.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Roubei. Não, vamos matar o velho. Ainda não. Zureia. Gimali, tá muito grave esse bagulho. Ah, mas aqui vamos os caras ainda, velho. Ave Maria.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
Thoracostomy. Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, doctor.
Llamaram ônibus. Linha ônibus.
He's still bleeding, doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, doctor.
Eu não sei, eu não entendo medicina. É qualquer coisa aí. Morreu.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, doctor.
Yes. We did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
Na página. O que eu falo pra que eu seleciono?
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this blackmail. For God's sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Inventar, você esquecer tudo isso. Ignora isso, mas você se demite.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All
É poder poupar
gone.
ela, velho, na moral. Seria melhor. Ah, mas mesmo assim. Eu devia enfeitiçar. Ficou melhor ter mandado esquecer isso, que ainda fica
It's
enfermeiro no
locked.
hospital, no caso. Andora tá vivo, hein? Tá vivo. Não pode filha da mãe, doido. Pô, velho. Os malucos mataram geral. Vou voltar aqui uma porta enrolada assim.
It's locked, all right.
Porta trancada.
It's locked, all right.
Vou voltar pro hospital. É, não dá uma facadora, né? Como é que eu... Ah, demitiu que eu não. Ah, demitiu nada, desistiu.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in.
Oh, coisa boa.
It's locked.
Você voltar, né?
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy! Watch the leech, boys!
com água. Já vou fazer com água. Ixi, carrega. Eu sei que a missão aqui tá salva. Eita!
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo. Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
No need to apologize, my lady. I know exactly what you endure.
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmail.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then.
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Skull?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stone?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders?
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now. and 27 I shall remain.
I bid you farewell. For now. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Deixa quieto. A nova é velha, a velha é nova. Deixa quieto. Se promete que é pior pra tu. Não é só regenerativo, porque tem que analisar o bagulho, né? Ok, ligou. Cadê que é pra ele fazer isso aqui pra usar?
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scows. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
Dinheiro para voltar. Pode voltar no Supremo. Beleza. Acho que eu vou ficar isso mesmo. Deu quanto? 2.300. Quanto é o Supremo? 600. Deixa eu ver como é que tá em cima. É 1.000. Beleza. Tá, ira. Você perde o controle deixa a besta se torna ponta de um breve período. A besta se transportará para todos os inimigos à sua volta, igual furiosos. Eu fico doidão. Beleza. Tem um abismo. Esse vai ser legal. Cria um vórtice de sombra sobre os pés dos inimigos. As sombras criam vida, interrompam os inimigos na área e causam imenso dano a eles. Isso é interessante. Caldeirão de sangue. Concentre seus poderes para ferver o sangue de um alvo. Faz explodir com isso vai perder. Aí eu deixo o maluco com a bomba. Agacha sangue. Sombra. E aqui causa dano. É porque ele tem puxo, né? Recuperação 99,99. Perto, médio, uma distância. Aqui, para usar isso aqui eu gasto dentro de sangue. Ah não, passando. Não entendi, deixa quieto. Cara, achei legal isso do abismo hoje. Nem como eu ver com isso aí. Em vez de você ficar pensando. Ah, pegar esse aqui, velho. Vou achar mais interessante. Ai, que os bagulho do chão. A ira. Liberte a besta, amigo. Mais prazeroso do que você imagina. Ah, demora pra carregar.
Isabel.
É, eu peguei esse aqui, eu acho mais interessante esse aqui, velho. Fica quieto, pega esse aqui. Eu achei interessante, eu vou pegar. E posso pegar mais um? Não, vou não. Vou pegar uma habilidade passiva. Agressiva que digo. Ortografia, eu posso, para minha mordida, sinceramente não é tão bom agora. Regeneração rápida. Ah, vou pegar uma habilidade, uma tática. Tem que buscar, é? Só um minuto que eu já desligo. Ah, velho, acho que eu tenho 1000 ainda. Vou. Só fechando aqui, só lavando aqui só. Desde seu próprio sangue. Dá mais um pontinho de vida. Me fica 4%. Já como alguma coisa, dá uma vida. E aumenta a capacidade de sangue. Mais algo? Não. Eita, que merda, cadê? Envelhecimentos. Desaparecido, era o pilar. Tô no crítico. Ah, não tô não.